Hello guys, this is Disposal Cannings here, and in this video we'll be explaining free agency. So this includes stuff like unrestricted free agents, restricted free agents, and compensation picks. So, an unrestricted free agent, such as Isaac Smith this year, is an agent who, if they choose to go somewhere, their former club or current club, so for example Isaac Smith, Hawthorn could not match their offer. So this means that Hawthorn couldn't do anything about Isaac Smith leaving if he wanted to. So if you are not in the top 25% of your club's best players, which are determined by the salaries that they are paid, so even if you're a trash player and you played $1 million, you'll be in the top 25%. So if you're in the top 25%, then, well, if you're not in the top 25%, then you become eligible for unrestricted free agency after serving the club that you are leaving in, but you are serving them for 8 years or more. So this isn't Isaac Smith. I would say he probably would be in the top 25% paid in Hawthorn. Player salaries are not released, so I'm not 100% certain about this, but for the top 25%, if you do after 10 years of service at the club, that's when you become an unrestricted free agent. So that's the main difference there. And also you're automatically an unrestricted free agent if you're a rookie, because rookies cannot become free agents in a sense. So when they're delisted, they do become an unrestricted free agent. So yeah. So restricted free agents, however, they're rarer than unrestricted free agents, definitely. So if you're only top 25% paid at the club, then you're a restricted free agent. Practically what that means is that if another club offers you huge money, then the club that you were at, so for example Jeremy Cameron, he's at GWS, but he's going to go to Geelong. So because Geelong offered him a contract, GWS can match that contract. So this means that if Geelong wanted to get Jeremy Cameron, they could risk getting him in a draft, or they could trade for GWS. So they would give GWS a number of picks, maybe a few players, but they would give GWS players / picks, and in return they would give them Jeremy Cameron, just like how a normal trade works. So practically, just to recap, if you're a restricted free agent, and then practically the club that you are currently playing for can match that offer, forcing a trade, or if you want to take a risk, you can draft them. So how does compensation work? This one took a bit of research, and the clubs don't know the formula. The only people who know the formula is the AFL, but apparently there are leaked emails on the Herald Sun. Unfortunately, I do not subscribe to the Herald Sun, so I can't see this, but yeah. So this is all that I could find. So practically, compensation is determined on your salary cap. So if you're paid in the top 5% of players in the AFL, then you have a first round selection. The top 15% is an end of first round. Top 30%, I'm pretty sure, is second round. Top 50% is end of second round. And top 70% is third round. And if you're below that, you don't get any compensation. So there are also other factors involving compensation, like say if it's pick number 1 or pick number 8 or whatever you want. So these stuff is the player's age. The younger the player, the higher the compensation you get. So if you're 25, you might get pick number 2, but if you're like 30, then you might get pick number 5 or something. It also depends on the ladder, the team starter position. So for example, Adelaide will get a much higher pick for trading for, much higher compensation for Brad Crouch than if, say, for example, Richmond had Brad Crouch, and they were giving them to St Kilda instead of Adelaide was. So that's the difference. Yeah, I think that's all. I mean, oh yeah, on another note, the AFL can also override compensation picks. So if something weird happens, for example, a really, really bad player gets a club's second round compensation, I don't know how that would work, but if technically, hypothetically, if it did happen, the AFL could intervene and make the compensation pick lower. Oh yes, another point about compensation is that, say if you had Brad Crouch leaving, right, you wouldn't receive compensation just because he was leaving. Because if Brad Crouch was leaving, but you were getting, say, Jeremy Cameron from from GWS, wanted to come to Adelaide, and Joe Danaher also wanted to go to Adelaide, you got all the high profile. Say if Dustin Martin was a restricted free agent and he was going to Adelaide on top of Jeremy Cameron and Joe Danaher, that would be a net gain in losing Brad Crouch. So that would mean you wouldn't receive any compensation at all because, yeah. So that is also a reason why. Adelaide isn't taking on any free agents because they want to receive as high as compensation as possible. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. I'll be releasing more videos, so make sure to check them out. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.